9, the Feminine Annex. Walking through Tokyo one afternoon, I passed the Feminine Annex. There didn't seem to be a lot going on. I was very tempted to steamroll into the facility with all of the femininity that I could muster, which, truth be told, would surely have been quite a disaster, a total embarrassment. But femininity is an indelible aspect of who I am, even as that notion might be overly cliche. But I like to think it is the way I roll. Only I didn't roll that way that day. Perhaps I think too highly of myself. One thing that I can say about the subject is that any time spent in attempt of getting in touch with my feminine side, however that might exist within me, might be difficult or awkward, but I do believe it to be an invaluable thing upon which to spend focused time. Doing whatever small things one might perhaps do as a man towards such an end, the work, placing myself in not so comfortable yet notably imaginary constructs, anything to get a better understanding of those who are different from who I am, both inherently physically, whether by birth or upbringing, in the decidedly much more difficult world it is to find oneself as far as can be imagined without the luxury of being able to cloak oneself within the comforting blanket or fog of being male, female, or whatever cloak you're inhabiting or go about inhabiting, and all that might entail. It is good stuff to try, to consider, to think on in earnest. So anyway, it's too bad I didn't find myself entering that lobby, marching into the Feminine Annex, but I do spend time wondering what that experience might have been should I have taken such a bold and perhaps even unwelcome move. Do I seem at all threatening to you? I have my few requisite radical notions which come and go now and again, and I try to remain as hopeful and as open-minded as possible, with a bent toward being more patient with those who are dissimilar to me, which I assume would cover a lot of population. So the possibilities are endless regarding how one might attempt to understand even a small portion of difference, especially difference between me and those with any disadvantage that pulls folks anywhere closer to the margins than, say, I am. Each time I try, which is not even enough of a regular occurrence, no matter how often I do, it also becomes obvious that I'll never really understand. And it is in the end, while good to spend time in such contemplation, also arrogant and even sometimes inappropriate to think I have begun to get at it, these differences. This is just one man's way of looking at such things as an attempt to know, to engage, and to empathize. And as long as I keep doing it, surely I'll become in some small way better for it. I might even be a small voice toward change for those who do not have it so easy as me. At any rate, even if it's an untrusted and elitist notion, I do think the more understanding we all have, the more equanimity will exist. My voice is small and mostly inconsequential in the grand scheme, but that won't stop me from trying.